Joining us live on our broadcast now, our cricket analyst, World Cup winner in Harbhajan Singh. Harbhajan, not beating around the bush. The first question straight up, who's winning this final?
Well, I think India, because India played well in these conditions. They have been a very, very good side. They have done their homework, batted well, bowled well, and they looked a different team altogether. When they played against Pakistan, New Zealand, and now against Australia, it looked like one side kind of a traffic. So for me, India is a favorite in this game.
Okay, India are favorites. If I can, pin you to pick a few factors. If there are few factors in your mind that you think makes India the overwhelming favorites in this final match.
India's spin in the middle makes them the favorite. I think, Varun Chakravarti, inclusion of him against New Zealand, taking those 5 wickets, and against Australia also he bowled well. India playing with four spinners on this track, I think that's where they are beating most of these teams. They are chalking those runs in the middle overs and taking wickets at the right time of the game. So that's what is putting them ahead in this particular game as well. Because the New Zealanders, we have seen them earlier, they were like 50 for two, and then suddenly on 200 for sevens. When Varun Chakravarti got his first 5 wicket haul. So they have a good side, but when it comes to play spin bowling and this quality of spin bowling on these conditions, it is going to be hard for New Zealanders to go out there to score, those runs in the first inning. And if they're chasing, they'll be under tremendous pressure. So that's why I feel India have a great chance to win this one.
Okay, there's been a big gap, Harbhajan, between India's semi-final now and then to the final. And in this big gap, I've been meeting a lot of Indian fans. And, the first question they ask me is like, who's going to win? And my answer is also obviously India. But the one thing that they come back with is that, you were saying the same thing on 19th November. That was also a 50-over contest. This is also a 50-over contest. India were looking like the best team on that occasion also. But then what happened in the final? What would you tell those people that are doubtful because they saw it in the 50-over World Cup that you were the best team, but final you stumbled?
Well, I think they have learned from that part. Of course, they made a mistake there by preparing such a track which was not suitable to their batting lineup, and they had different bowling lineup at that point of a time. If they had this kind of a bowling lineup at that time on that particular wicket, things would have been different. Let me tell you, because that pitch is closer to this pitch in Dubai. This is a slow, sluggish, spinning friendly pitch where spinner comes into the game. I think the lesson have been learned from the last final, and whether it's a 50-over format or 20-over format, you just have to keep your nerves in control in big games like this, and back your instinct. Simple as that. And you don't need to change anything when everything is going in your favor. So I think India is favorite simply because the reason they played better cricket than the others, and they look like one unit. Even though we have seen Rohit didn't score, Shubman didn't score runs, but then it was Kohli who stood up and took the responsibility on his shoulder to take the team through against Pakistan and also against Australia. So India have produced different heroes in different games. Varun Chakravarti in bowling, Shreyas Iyer, he's been one of those unsung heroes. His contribution is brilliant, big. And Akshar Patel, his work also goes without talking. So India have got more match winners than the other teams. I believe that's why I feel India need to play well. Simply just keep doing what they've been doing, and if they do that right, I'm sure there'll be a stronger team and a winning team.
Okay, very interesting point, Harbhajan talks here, is that for India, somebody or the other has been stepping up. They have won 4 games in this tournament because sometimes the top order, sometimes the middle order, sometimes the spinners, and on occasion even fast bowlers like Mohammed Shami has stepped up. I have a tough question for you, Bajupa, and that is, because you've taken names of so many Indian players, who's been the man of the tournament so far for the Indian team, you think?
Well, I think it'll be tough from our point of view. The way we look at this game. See, Kohli is definitely one of the contender. Varun Chakravarti is one of the contender, and Shreyas Iyer is one of the contender. I think out of these three, anybody could get that. So depends who performs well in the final on a big stage will be the best contender to win this one. But so far, these are three contenders in my view. Who can win the man of the series or whatever golden bat or a ball.
Harbhajan, let's look at that one match that India played versus New Zealand. Do you think that will have any effect on this final? Will it give Indian team more confidence because they've beaten it? Or will it work the other way around where New Zealand will be more fired up because they've lost one game to India in this tournament?
Well, obviously, you take those good memories into your account. When you collect your thoughts, okay, what all have happened and what was the last game like, and someone like Varun Chakravarti, who delivered it at the right point of time, he'll be thinking about how to bowl to these New Zealanders, and he'll be feeling very confident about it. How his day went off the other day. But in cricket, you can't guarantee, if the same thing will be repeated again. There will be an advantage. India, I think, in their mind, they will be thinking that because they played a superb game against New Zealand, they'll be confident. On the other side, New Zealand will be thinking what are the things they need to improve to overcome India's challenges. So it works both way, Nikhil. To be honest, whichever way you want to think as a batsman or a bowler or a team, you take sometime inspiration from such stuff. What has happened, or sometime same things can bog you down. So both team will be looking things at differently, but India, I think, will be more confident in walking onto the field, knowing that they have done well in this ground and they know these conditions better than the others. And also, they have got a very good record against New Zealand. So on the other side, New Zealand will be thinking how to tackle this Indian team and how to get a perfect kind of a game against these Indians because Indians are playing well. Whether we're talking about batting, bowling, and fielding unit, the team look like one. So when you play like one, you more number of time you win championship. So this is what we are talking about. Playing the final, it is all about handling the pressure and holding your nerves. So
Okay.
whoever handles it better, they'll win, and I'm sure it'll be India.
Okay, interesting that we've spoken about most of the performers, Harbhajan, in this tournament for India and why India is doing well. But one thing that you mentioned is that they're playing together as a team. And whenever a team is a cohesive unit, a lot of credit must go to the captain, that is Rohit Sharma. I want your thoughts on the recent controversy involving Rohit Sharma, where you had a Congress spokesperson come out and said that he's not a great captain, he's a very ordinary captain, he's not even fit. You've played with Rohit Sharma. You have covered him as an analyst. So give us some perspective on Rohit Sharma, the player, his fitness, as well as Rohit Sharma, the captain, because that came under scrutiny.
Well, there'll be people they'll keep on talking about his fitness, his whatever other skills, captainship skill, and whatsoever. But I just asked a very simple question to that lady who made this remark about Rohit Sharma's fitness, whether she is part of any BCCI or any organization where she understand the rules and also the fitness, and of course, what are her own achievements when it comes to sports. So putting a finger towards anyone is very easy, but that same time, the thumb is facing towards you. So just check yourself too before you put a finger on someone who achieved a lot, who played this game. It's very hard for people to actually understand how is it to be playing for India. And the kind of pressure a player goes through, only that player knows. He's got the responsibility to take the team forward, but also, as a player, he need to perform. And people like normal people who just watch the game, they love the game. they come up with so many opinion, which is fine. They have their own right to, have opinion about anyone, but things should remain, in their own circle, not in public, if you want to talk something like that. But that is something, what they spoke. But Rohit Sharma, the guy I know, is a very hardworking guy. Is a very selfless guy.
Mm,
He's someone who's a leader who leads from the front, who put team always in front rather than himself. He's that kind of a guy, and good to have a leader like him, a player like him, who put the team, in front rather than putting himself in front. So I respect those people, who respect the fact that the team comes first rather than I always say it's not about me, it's about we, how we can play together and win the cup. It's not just Rohit Sharma will be winning the cup, it'll be Team India winning the cup. So contribution from everyone's required. So you see the performance of Hardik Pandya, Akshar Patel, and yeah, and, you name anyone, everyone have performed in this tournament. So that's where it comes how they have played like we. So when you play like we, the captain's responsibility is everyone is on one page. When we walk onto the field, we are on one page just to do one thing right, how to win this game. And that I think Rohit Sharma must get credit for that,
mm.
for putting everyone together on the field on one page with one mission to win the cup.
The reason, Harbhajan, I asked that question is because, at the end of the day, everyone wants the Indian team to do well. One controversy was involving Rohit Sharma. We saw another controversy yesterday where there were some comments made about Mohammed Shami when he was having a drink on the sideline, saying that, this is the time he should be keeping a rosa. Why is he having a juice, or maybe it must have been a sports drink that he was having? Does that put pressure on a player? Let's take Mohammed Shami as a case in point. Does it put pressure for him? Now he'll be playing a big final. Just on the eve of the final, such comments are made.
I think I just want to say that this is my personal view. I might be wrong or right. You know, um, sports should be treated separately. People who feel that religion is playing this role or that role.
Mm,
I think it's fine to kind of do your routine, what you do in your religion. That's fine. But people to expect, from Shami to do this, or from Rohit Sharma to do this, or from any XYZ to do this or that during certain periods, which is you might be doing it because you're sitting at home or you're doing your own routine work. But when you're playing as a sportsman,
okay.
if you don't keep yourself self hydrate, you're gonna collapse. And of
Yep.
course, the kind of sweat, the kind of heat they are playing in, and I think they need to drink water. They need to go through. They cannot go through the game without having a water or having a snack or in between because it's a body overall. You need a fuel. So
Yep.
people who are commenting about it, all I can say is that's their personal thing, and Shami or others, I don't think they'll be even
Okay.
worried or bothered about it.